L1 equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0 are two intersecting lines. L1 equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0. There are infinite lines passing through this point. Point of intersection of L1 equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0. This point is some P. If you take that P, there are infinite lines passing through a single point. So each line can be taken as lambda 1 L1 plus lambda 2 L2 equal to 0. Where the condition is there, that is lambda 1 lambda 2 not 0 0 at a time. Not 0 0 at a time. If lambda 1 equal to 0, we get L2. Lambda 2 equal to 0, we get L1. If both are 0, meaningless. 0 equal to 0, that's all. Okay. So, every line passing through this point, either L1 or L2, other than these two, we take that. If lambda 1 not equal to 0, that changes, divide with lambda 1, L1 plus lambda 2 by lambda 1 into L2. This constant taken as lambda L1 plus lambda L2 equal to 0. So, the equation of the line passing through the point of intersection of two lines L1, L2 is, we can take that this or this. It is a better way to solve the problems. In problems, we are using this formula only. The equation of the line passing through the point of intersection of two lines L1 equal to 0 and L2 equal to 0 can be taken as lambda 1 L1 plus lambda L2 equal to 0. The lambda can be obtained by applying the additional condition. What is the additional condition? Sometimes passing through the point or having x-intercept or having y-intercept like this or slope is like this. By applying that condition, we get lambda value. For example, find the equation of the line passing through the point of intersection of 3x plus 4y minus 5 equal to 0 and 2x minus 3y plus 1 equal to 0. Also passing through the point 2 minus 3. Look here. It is L1. It is L2. Find the equation of the line passing through the point of intersection of these two lines. Also passing through the point 2 minus 3. So here there are two methods. One is find the point of intersection of these two. Find the point of intersection of these two. This is P and this is Q. This is P and this is Q. Using 2-point form, we get the line equation. That is one method. There is another method. Without point of intersection, we can find that. How to find equation of the line passing through the point of intersection of these two taken as 3x plus 4y minus 5 plus lambda into 2x minus 3y plus 1 equal to 0. But the line passing through 2 minus 3, that we have to substitute that x is 2 and y is minus 3. We get 6 minus 12 minus 5 plus lambda into x is 2, y is minus 3. That means 4 plus 9 plus 1 equal to 0. We get that minus 6 minus 11, that is plus lambda into this is 14 equal to 0. Therefore, lambda equal to 11 by 14. That 11 by 14 substitute here. We get 14 here LCM. Taking LCM 14 plus here lambda. Thus we get the point of. Thus we get the equation of the line. We substitute this value here, lambda, instead of lambda, 11 by 14. 11 by 14. After that, taking LCM 14, we get 14 into 3x plus 4y minus 5 plus 11 into 2x minus 3y plus 1 equal to 0. Once again, lambda equal to 11 by 14. You have to substitute here 11 by 14. After that, taking LCM 14, 14 into plus 11 into by 14 equal to 0. Cross multiplication 0 into 14. We get 0. Now simplifying, we get the line equation. 14 into 3, 42 plus 22. Simplify that, we get the line equation. That is one method. There is another method, that is find the point of intersection of these two, L1 and L2. That point and this point, using 2-point form, we get the line equation. You have to learn both the methods. Sometimes this method is easy, sometimes that method is easy. Find the point of intersection. So if you get the point of intersection easily by observing the lines, better to go that way, depending on the situation of the problem. Now we discuss the centers. Orthocenter, 9-point circle center, centroid, circumcenter. Generally, orthocenter denoted by H and circumcenter denoted by S. But here we can easily remember that the order ONGC, Oil, Natural Gas Corporation, ONGC is well noted. But that's why we take that ONGC. Generally, orthocenter H and circumcenter S. Now, orthocenter. In any triangle, altitudes are concurrent. Altitude means perpendicular drawn from vertex to the opposite side. It is called altitude. AD, BE, CF, perpendicular. These altitudes are intersect in one point. That point is called orthocenter, denoted by O or H. How to find orthocenter? If in triangle vertices are given, then we can easily find. If BC vertices are given, find the slope of BC. Next, perpendicular slope. By using point slope form, we get the line equation. In the same way, BE equation. Solving these two, we get the point of intersection, that is orthocenter. Next, second one. Finally, we discuss this. Now we are coming to the third one, that is centroid. In any triangle, medians are concurrent. Median means the line joining vertex and midpoint of opposite side. That is median. AD median, midpoint, D midpoint, E midpoint, F midpoint. But here, D is not midpoint. Orthocenter. In case of orthocenter, D may or may not midpoint, as well as E and F. Here, D, E, F are midpoints. AD median, BE median, CF median. These three medians definitely intersect at a point. That point is called centroid. That centroid divides each median in the ratio 2:1, two parts towards vertex. Towards vertex. Two parts this side, two parts this side. So centroid, if three vertices are given, we can write the centroid. Centroid coordinates A x1 y1, B x2 y2, C x3 y3. Then centroid coordinates is x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. We can easily get centroid in any triangle. As well as centroid always lie inside the triangle. Okay, another. G is the point inside the triangle, and that G divides the triangle into three triangles, AGB, BGC, CGF, into equal areas. Very good point it is. Area of triangle AGB is same as triangle BGC, is same as triangle CGA. Each one equal, that is 1/3 of area of triangle ABC. There is another point, one more point. These are midpoints, D, E, F. This is the triangle formed by the midpoints. this area, triangle DEF area is 1/4 of area of triangle ABC. If you know the area of a triangle is 40, then area of triangle DEF is 1/4. DE, line joining the midpoints. EF, line joining the midpoints. FD, line joining the midpoints. This is parallel to this and half of this. D is parallel to AB and half of the side AB. Now, coming to the point, fourth one, that is circumcenter. Point of intersection of perpendicular bisectors. Here, it is perpendicular line drawn from vertex. This is median, line joining midpoint and vertex. Here, perpendicular and passing through midpoint. This is perpendicular to the side and passing through midpoint. This line is called perpendicular bisector. Bisect this segment equally and perpendicularly. That's why it is called perpendicular bisector. Like this, we can draw three perpendicular bisectors to the three sides. These three lines are intersect at point. That point is called circumcenter. That is denoted by CRS. The property of circumcenter, that is equidistant to the three sides. If you draw a circle passing through the three vertices, there is a circle passing through the three vertices. That circle is called circumcircle. That circle is called circumcircle. The center of the circle is called circumcenter. Yes, denoted by RC. Now, coming to the point, 9-point circle, it is, listen carefully. In triangle ABC, DEF, midpoints of the sides, PQR, foot of altitudes, foot of perpendiculars, X, Y, Z, midpoints of AH, BH, CH, where H is orthocenter. H, it is H. Once again, D, E, F are midpoints of the sides BC, CA, AB. AP is foot of perpendicular. That means that is nothing but altitude. AP is altitude, BQ is altitude, CR is altitude. These three altitudes intersect at a point. That point is called orthocenter. ORH, like this. H. So P, Q, R are foot of perpendiculars drawn from vertices to the opposite side. Next, X, Y, Z are midpoints of the OH, BH and CH. Midpoints. X is here, X is here, Y is here, Z is here. So 9 points. 9 points. There is a circle passing through these 9 points. That circle is called 9-point circle. That circle center is called 9-point circle center. Okay, we can draw a circle. Definitely there is a circle. Passing through these 9 points. Okay, now come to one important note. That is, these 4 points, orthocenter, 9-point circle center, centroid, circumcenter. These 4 points are collinear. Definitely, in any triangle, these 4 points are collinear. And the ratio is, you have to remember this, ONGC order as well as 3-1-2. 3-1-2. N is midpoint of, N divides OC in the ratio 3:1+2, that is 3. N is midpoint of OC. That means if you find orthocenter H, circumcenter S, we can find 9-point circle center, that is midpoint of these two. Centroid divides this segment in the ratio 3 plus 1, 4 is to 2, that is 2 is to 1. G divides 2 is to 1, N divides 1 is to 1. So, in these 4 points, if any 2 points are given, we can find the remaining 2 points. Okay. Centers ONGC, orthocenter, 9-point circle center, centroid and circumcenter. This concept is over. So, one important point, in any triangle, circumcenter in any triangle, centroid is inside the triangle. If the triangle is equilateral, these 4 points are coincide. If the triangle is isosceles, these 4 points are collinear. Always collinear, ONGC here, always collinear, no doubt. But here, that is coincide with the I also. Actually, in center, now we discuss that point, that in center is not coincide with these points. But here, I also coincide with that in the case of isosceles triangle. Now, we are coming to the point in center, excenters. The internal angular bisectors of any triangle are concurrent. The point of concurrence is called incenter, denoted by I. Internal angular bisectors. Angle bisector. This angle is equal to this angle. Internal angular bisector. This angle is equal to this angle. Internal angular bisector. These 3 lines are concurrent. This is third angle bisector. These 3 are concurrent. The point of concurrence is called incenter I. That is equidistant to the 3 vertices, the perpendicular distance from I to the line BC, CA, AB, same. These are the point of contact. So incenter is equidistant to the 3 vertices. If A x1 by 1, B x2 by 2, C x3 by 3 are given, then we can find the incenter by using this formula I equal to AX1 plus BX2 plus CX3 by A plus B plus C, A by 1 plus B by 2 plus C by 3 by A plus B plus C, where A, length of the side opposite to the vertex A equal to BC, B equal to CA, C equal to AB. ABC are lengths of the sides. By using the distance formula, we can find the lengths of the sides as well as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. These are the vertices. By using this formula, we get the incenter. Okay, next. Excenter. Excenter. Here, incenter, internal angular bisector. Excenter, ABC is a triangle. AD is internal angular bisector and it is external angular bisector. Look here, it is internal angular bisector. If you extend this, the angle between these two, that is exterior angle, that angle bisector, that is BI1. One internal angular bisector and 2 external angular bisectors are intersect at a point. That point is called excenter opposite to the vertex A, that is denoted by I1. I1 is the excenter opposite to the vertex A. In the same way, I2 is the excenter opposite to the vertex B. I3 is the excenter opposite to the vertex C. So, we can find excenter opposite the vertex A is I1 equal to minus AX1 plus BX2 plus CX3 by minus A plus B plus C minus A by 1 plus B by 2 plus C by 3 by minus A plus B plus C. Thus we get excenter I1 opposite to the vertex A. In the same way, I2 just sign change here only B. I3 sign change here only C. I3. So here we get I1, I2, I3. That is I1, I2, I3. Excentral triangle. Triangle I1, I2, I3 is excentral triangle. To the triangle, I is orthocenter. That is the important point. Now, some sub-points here in center and excenters. In center, I, very good, important point here. Listen carefully. D divides BC in the ratio AB is to AC. AD is internal angular bisector. D divides BC in the ratio AB is to AC. That is AB is to AC. AB is C. This length is opposite to the vertex C. AC is opposite to the vertex B. So C is to B. Next, I divides AD in the ratio AB plus AC is to BC. I divides, it is the notation, I divides AD in the ratio AB plus AC is to BC. That is C plus B is to A. These 2 points we have to note down. I1 and 2. AB plus AC is to BC. C plus B is to A. I divides AD in the ratio this. In the same way here, excenter. D, same. D divides BC. Here and here same. AB is to AC. C is to B. Next, I1 is exterior to AD. Exterior point to AD. So, I1 divides AD in the ratio minus exterior point. That means external point. Ratio sign change. That sign indicates external point. Minus AB plus AC is to BC. That is minus C plus B is to A. C plus B is to A. I1 divides AD in the ratio, externally in the ratio, C plus B is to A. Minus indicates external. Okay. Thank you, my dear friends.